Good afternoon. My name is Elder Fred H. Porter, pastor of the Missionary Church of God in Christ, located at 7460 Southwest Moreland Road, Suite 105 in the great city of Dallas, Texas. I'm also the CEO of the Missionary Church of God in Christ Television Network and the Texas Christian Television Network. And I want to welcome you to the 165 Community Forum. The 165 Community Forum is a forum that deals with critical point situations that we do not hear about in depth on the major media, or as I say, legacy media, which means CNN, MSNBC, and the others. It is our desire to present to the citizens of the United States of America and the world the unfiltered truth about what is going on. Right now, we know that we are in what is called a ceasefire, okay? And I say what is called a ceasefire because when we're dealing with people that do not deal truthfully with us, the ceasefire is actually, in my mindset, and from historic events, a time for them to replace what has been destroyed. Now, it is very important for Americans, people that love our country and people that love a free world. And I want to highlight a free world because when we look at what is going on in Iran, the people of Iran is not free. That was one of the reasons why they were begging for help. They wanted the United States and also Israel to come and save them from a regime that has enslaved them for 46 years. And Americans, when we look at how the Islamic Republic and Iran has dealt with us, they've killed many of our soldiers. Remember the bombing of the Marine barracks? There has been countless other atrocities. Today, we're going to look at some of the things that possibly would have happened if the President of the United States of America, the 47th president, the one that really had the insight, the boldness to stop what has been going on for 46 years. Now, we've had presidents that have sought to appease the regime in Iran. We've had the Bush. We have had Clintons. We've had Obama, Biden. Every one of these presidents seek to bow down to the Islamic regime that is set on dominating the world. This is something that we need to understand. They do not want to coexist with us. They want to dominate the world. Now, when we look at what would have happened if President Trump had not partnered with Israel to take out the armaments that, and we have to understand, the money that Iran used to build all of the drones, all of the underground missile bases and everything came from money that had been initially frozen by President Trump, but released by President Barack Hussein Obama and also President Biden. Now, had they not released that money, then the armaments, the missiles and the drones they would not have been able to build. But what we have to understand is what our president is doing now, or has done, is correcting that which has been implemented by prior presidents. And we'll get off into why these presidents did what they did and why we are in the phase of correcting a very wrong thing. Now, my heart and my prayers go out for the people of Iran, and we need to pray for them. We need to do whatever we can to help them, because here in America, we are used to being able to go into our kitchen or wherever, running water is, and turn on the spigot and we got water flowing. Not so in Iran. And this was not before the bombing, okay, or this was before the bombing, okay. They did not actually have water. This was one of the reasons why the people were begging for the NATO people to come and save them. Now, one of the things that we're going to look at in coming programs is why Iran, an oil-rich country, why their people are wanting a regime change, why their people are without water, without medical help. And some, if they go to the hospital, they are actually killed by their people. Now, one of the things I would like for you to do is to subscribe to our channel, like our broadcast, and tell others about it. I want to cover a couple of things that investigators have said would have happened had not President Trump and the nation of Israel taken out the armaments of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. One, intensified attacks on maritime shipping. Now, Iran might have expanded its campaign against commercial, now this is very important, commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, using mines, drones, and fast attack boats to disrupt global oil supplies. And not only global oil supplies, but most of all, fertilizer. One of the things that we have to understand, if the nations of the world that grow our grains, our fruit, does not have fertilizer, we will have a food shortage. But these people do not care. Now, these attacks started as far back as 2019. Now, get this, 6 years ago. Now, who was in control 6 years ago? Okay. One, our president at that time, we need to understand what was going on in the White House at that time, okay? They would have been able to expand the proxy warfare. Now, proxy warfare is when they arm and pay the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas to attack non-Islamic countries. Iran likely would have continued or expanded to support its proxy group across the region, including, as I say, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, and various militias in Iraq, allowing them to attack, get this, U.S. interests and regional rivals like Saudi Arabia. It is very important for us to understand that these people were planning to accelerate their nuclear program. Now, without the threat of severe sanctions and diplomatic pressures, Iran would have likely have continued breaching its commitments under the 2015 nuclear deal, enriching its uranium to the level closer to weaponization. Now, it's very important for us to understand that the ranges of these ballistic missiles that these people had was like almost 3,000 miles, and we have to do the math. So it is very important for us to understand why our president and Israel had to do a preemptive strike. Again, it is very important for us to have the truth of the news as opposed to the narrative. The narrative is what, and as I say, we're going to go off into why the left wants to eliminate Western society, because Western society is built on the Christian faith. So they want to replace the Christians with Muslims. That's clear. Again, thank you for your time, and we ask that you would subscribe to our channel, like our broadcast, and tell others about the 165 Community Forum. Have a good day.